how's it going? Mark here with another fragrance review. This time let's take a look at the house of Ed Hardy. Now Ed Hardy has made their namesake with, of course, their clothing brand, but the window is slowly shutting. Some would actually say that the window is closed with the clothing brand kind of out of style now. So they got to kind of branch out in other things, and the fragrance game is a good way of doing it, especially if you have quality products. The consumer will keep coming back, and you'll be successful in the fragrance game for years to come, even decades. So Ed Hardy has released several fragrances for men and women alike, and they're trying their stab into the fragrance game. The one I'm reviewing today is actually called Love and Luck for men. There is also a woman's edition. Now, Love and Luck for men on YouTube has a small height, very, very small, almost like a whisper. But the reviewers that do give it its praise, give it a lot of praise. And for me, I'm kind of on the other side of the fence, so put your dukes up, because I'm coming after you. But no, that's what's great with the YouTube community. We all come from different backgrounds, we have different noses. If you like one thing, I might like another, or we might like the same thing. But either way, it's great to have different opinions on fragrances. So let's take a look. It's all respect, by the way. Let's take a look at Love and Luck for Men, the presentation. Now the bottle itself, if you don't like Ed Hardy stuff, you're going to think this bottle is tacky. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what she looks like. Now, Ed Hardy's art is basically Asian-inspired tattoos, I believe. And it says, of course, love is a gamble, love and luck on the bottle. We have a little charm at the top right here. It kind of looks like a bulldog. If you own any Ed Hardy hats, which I have owned one before, it has a charm at the top just like this. And then they got their little signature here, Ed Hardy. And the bottom of this fragrance has a sticker which has your code. Now the cap is actually almost the whole bottle. It covers your bottle. So it's hard plastic, just to let you guys know. Now the bottle itself, if it is by itself, it kind of looks like a perfume bottle for women. I don't know why I brought that up, it just feels like it. It says Ed Hardy as far as detail goes here. The sprayer works very well. It's one of those generic sprayers, works well, I have no complaints. Now presentation wise, this thing gets an A. This is very much a unique bottle. I haven't seen a bottle that works like this. Very nicely done. The only thing is it's going to get an F- as far as being convenient for me. You know, I don't want a cap that covers my whole bottle. Why? Because I pick it up and look what happens. You know, half the time, or at least a good 25% of the time, this is going to fall out. I really liked if they would have spent a little more time and maybe have a little twist to it that locks the cap with the bottle. But you know, that's just too easy to do, right? So that's just something I would have liked to have, and a little extra, maybe like a little lock on it. Now, as far as the box goes, very unique. I've seen this before, but it's, you know, a cylinder, and it's got the same type of art as you have on the bottle. You see the signature right here. You got a little bit of the Asian writing right here. In the back is where you're going to find your code, which is right beside the little devil baby right here. And I also wanted to mention, if you see, where's my finger? There it is. If you see right here, guys, is the 36M in like a tuna can. It looks like that. I've had a few questions about that, and I'm going to tackle it on this review, alone. That is actually a generic expiry date that is put on most designer boxes. If you take a look at the box, it's probably going to have that little tuna can with 36M. The 36M means 36 months or 3 years expired from the date that you purchased it. So it is very much a generic date that they give you. I do not believe in expiry dates, but for you, if you want to, you can throw out your fragrance after 3 years and purchase a new one. That's up to you. But that is what that means. Now let's get to this review. First of all, bottle sizes. You know what? Even the little sample bottles of this stuff comes in this type of bottle. It's really unique and it's well done. I believe Ed Hardy put a lot of money in that, which is great. So the bottle size is 1 ounce, 1.7, 3.4. This is the 3.4 right here. And pricing is for everybody, $30 to $70. From my research, these things aren't highly discounted. They remind me of the Sean John brand, where they're not really that discounted, but probably in the States it is, because everything's discounted in the States. But around here, I haven't seen this heavily discounted. So definitely shop around. You may find this at a really good price. Now this release date, 2008, it has a few years under its belt. Awards, has it won any awards with me? No. It hasn't in the past, and it's most likely not going to make any of my top 10 lists. At the moment, I don't see it in the foreseeable future. Group, this is an Oriental Fougère, but also has a fruity, fresh feeling at the start of this fragrance. Parfumiers Olivier Gillotte. Now, Olivier actually has done the original Ed Hardy for men, which is called Ed Hardy Man. He also done Serious pour Homme number 7 and Higher by Christian Dior. Now, recommended age, I'm going to say kids can wear this, and Dan my makers. That's it. Just a joke. This is definitely, anyone can really wear this. These fresh Fougère fragrances are fairly easy to wear for any age group. I know this was highly marketed for, of course, the younger folks, the high schoolers, the college kids, the 20s. But definitely, that would be the good target age. But anybody older wearing this, there's nothing wrong with it. So definitely, Dan, keep rocking this stuff. Keep hyping this stuff up, my man. Enjoy it. Now, how many sprays and where? With this one, I go 1 on the chest. Now, when I say 1 on the chest, is actually on me, not on my shirt. So I would spray 1 on the chest right after a shower. I'd let it dry down a little bit, then put my clothes on. And then I'd do 2 shots on the neck, right behind my ears, right here. Boom, boom, done. 3 sprays. Now you can be a little more liberal. You can go 4 and 5 with this one. You could probably shoot another couple right here and you'll be good to go. Now I can definitely smell the top notes on this fragrance. And the top notes on here are absolutely outstanding. This will make you fall in love with this fragrance. It's going to make you buy this fragrance right off the bat. The top notes are outstanding, just to let you guys know. Very, very fresh. Let's talk about the top notes. What's in the top? Bergamot, orange, mandarin, and cardamom. In the mid, there's absinthe, sage, cypress, and violet. And then in the base, we got musk, cedar, vetiver, and agarwood or oud. Now, these kind of fragrances, the Ed Hardy brand is actually put into the celebrity fragrance genre, I believe, instead of just being a designer fragrance, where people actually tend to rate the brand and be like, oh man, Ed Hardy, that's so 2006, I ain't even sniffing this stuff. So they overlook this fragrance because of the name attached to it, just like celebrity ones, you know. I don't like Sean John, I ain't smelling it. And that's always a bad thing to do. Never judge a fragrance by its name or who's backing it. Celebrity fragrances, there's some that are half decent. Ed Hardy, I'm looking into in that brand, and we'll see if there's any. And of course, again, car fragrances like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Hummer, Cadillac even has one out now. You know, you overlook those fragrances because of what's attached to it, but never ever do that. There is some gems out there. Now, this fragrance was inspired by the nightlife in Tokyo. Now, people compare this to many Creed fragrances online. I did my research and I saw that people were comparing this to Millésime Impérial, Silver Mountain Water, Green Irish Tweed. Personally, for me, I smell an uncanny mix with Millésime Impérial at the top of this fragrance, and also Green Irish Tweed with the violet, of course. Silver Mountain Water, I got nothing. I don't see how people compare this to Silver Mountain Water. I don't know. Do not press buy just because I said this smells like a couple Creeds. Step away from the shopping cart. Let me finish my review. Now, the top. What does this smell like? Right now I can smell it. Synthetic. It is a synthetic fragrance. It's got an aquatic scent to it right off the bat with a heavy dose of fruit. Now you can pick and choose because there's grapefruit, there's melon, there is a lot of orange, mandarin in here. You pick your fruit, it's almost in here. There's a little tinge of woods in here, but it is very fruity. Now it starts morphing into almost a grassy green feeling. The cardamom's in there, of course, but what really took over this top, which is a beautiful top by the way, is the citrus, the mandarin mostly. I really felt like the mandarin was the center stage of this fruit punch. Very tart, sweet, uplifting, beautiful though. It gave me that Millésime Impérial effect, where when I smelt Millésime Impérial for the first time, sprayed it on, that introduction to it was like, I gotta have this. This one had the same effect. So this might be one of those that you purchase and then regret later. Now in the mid, the fruit keeps pushing, which is always good. I always want, if you're a fruity fragrance at the start, I want it to linger on a little bit more, and it does in this one. It keeps pushing. Some melon, felt a little bit of lime, which is weird because there's of course no lime in this. The musk and woods come to join the party a little bit with some spice. But this mid is more herbal, green, with some freshness in here. And there was a strong push of violets in the mid. And the violets come into play, and that almost gives you like a floral, watery, aquatic feel to it. Very, very nice mid. Now on the base, the woods take over for a bit. I really felt like the woods took over for the start of the base. And I gotta say, where the hell's the oud in this? I was expecting oud, I got nothing. Maybe you guys got some, I got nothing. It's so tame if it was even there, because I didn't smell it at all. And then at the end, probably the last hour, hour and a half, it's all musk, like all musk, just plain old musk to end this fragrance. So this fragrance goes from very fresh, very uplifting, very bright, to almost a mellow green to a dark green fragrance, and then musk. So this fragrance, the two notes that got me super excited about this fragrance, the oud, because I'm oud fanatic, and then the absinthe. I'm French, leave me alone, I can't say that word. So the two notes that excited me were both very much either turned down so much that I could not detect either one of them, or they weren't even really in here, because I didn't smell any of them. Absinthe. Ugh. Anyway, this fragrance, a good casual fragrance, guys. Day to day, of course a daily fragrance, not a nighttime fragrance. Highly versatile, can be worn 3 seasons out of 4. I really don't see this doing very well in my deep cold months of winter in Canada. But if it is much warmer in your area, this could be an all-season fragrance for you. Personally, I don't think this is a very unique fragrance. There's a lot of fragrances out there that I've smelt before that do this and actually do it a little better. But you will notice when you do have this fragrance in your arsenal that you may have fragrances that are alike, or that you feel that after time you don't grab onto this bottle as much as you wanted to. And that's the great thing of me reviewing fragrances for over years, because I tend to see if I'm going to be grabbing this fragrance more often, less often, do I get bored of it? And this one was one of those that I was like, I know what you give me. I have other fragrances that can do better. I know what you give me, and now I'm not really going for you, right? So I'm not going to be using you that much. So that's the good thing about reviewing fragrances at a long period of time. You get to find out what this fragrance will give you in the long term. So this fragrance is perfect for someone on the other side of the coin. Is perfect for someone who's just starting out in fragrances. Someone that just wants something that plain smells good. I don't care about all this other junk. I just want it to smell good. Is it going to give me compliments? Yeah, this smells good and it's going to give you compliments. If you love the Ed Hardy brand, this is a no-brainer. This is one of those fragrances that do get compliments, guys. This is a compliment getter. This reminds me of Very Sexy by Victoria's Secret, another compliment getter. Curve, Cool Water, those type of fragrances that I can't really explain why, but they get tons of compliments, and this is right up that alley. It does get compliments, guys. Now, it doesn't get those type of compliments that you think. For me, I didn't get any over the top like, oh, what are you wearing? I want to write it down. I want to get it for my dad or my boyfriend. Not those type of compliments, like girls saying, let's jump in bed. No. It was like, oh, that smells nice. That's a great scent that you're wearing today. Those type of compliments, nothing over the top, nothing really that bad. But it is a compliment getter. You'll get a lot of them. One word to describe this fragrance would have to be fruity. Why would you hate this fragrance? Longevity problems. I've had longevity problems, and you'll see online that a few other people did get longevity problems. It's the same old fruity vibe starting off, not very unique, boring, is why would you hate this fragrance? Bottles, if you enjoy Unforgivable by Sean John, this is actually a step up from that, personally. They're around the same price range too. And of course Millésime Impérial, which is a huge upgrade from both Unforgivable and this one. Best time to wear this fragrance? Casually, going to the mall, going to the movies, and that's why it's great for a teenager. Compliment factor, again, I'll tackle it again, excellent compliment factor, just nothing over the top or that bad. My 2 cents, this is the usual ho-hum. This is an average fragrance. It smells nice, it's going to get compliments. But for someone like me that has an abundance of fragrances, I have fragrances that do this much better, that last longer, that project better. And it's just something that I've smelt before. For someone else that doesn't have too many bottles, doesn't maybe own a summer fragrance or a spring fragrance, this one's right up your alley. You're going to enjoy it. And it's a compliment getter, so you can't go wrong. So guys, this is my review on Ed Hardy's Love and Luck for Men. By Try or Pass, this is an average fragrance, middle of the road fragrance, so it is going to get a try. So definitely, sometimes, look over the brand and take a look at this one and see if it's worth a sniff for you. Let's go to the rating system and see if this gets higher than a 5. Let's see if it's better than average. Alright guys, let's rate Ed Hardy's Love and Luck projection. I'm going to give this one 5 bottles out of 10. Very much below average. I get a 1 to 2 hour scent cloud, then she goes down. Longevity, 6 bottles out of 10. Fairly below average also. 3 to 6 hours, and 6 hours is on a good day. Versatility, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. This is a fairly versatile fragrance, mostly for casual use for daily wear. Overall smell and compliments, I'm going to give this one an 8 bottles out of 10. I got a fairly good amount of compliments, and it was a fairly good smell. Seasons, I'm going to give this one a spring and summer, but you can also pull it off at the start of fall. This is a great compliment getter. It's a great starter fragrance. It's just not the most original fragrance on the market, and there is fragrances that do the same thing for a little longer and give you more projection. So overall, I'm going to give this one a 7 bottles out of 10. Still sniff worthy.